Let's go. Reaching for the sky today as we go on a deep dive to the top of the iconic Empire State Building.
Yeah, you think you know it.
The King Kong connection.
Right.
The views.
Sure, but there's more to it than that.
Oh, yeah. We've got blueprints, historical photos, even some cool insights from the Skyscraper Museum.
That's right.
All to help us unlock the secrets of this legendary structure.
It's incredible. An Empire State Building isn't just a skyscraper.
Yeah.
It really is an embodiment of 20th century American ambition and resilience.
Right.
And as we kind of explore its creation, we'll see how it reflects the very forces that shaped modern cities.
Yeah, I'm curious, before we get to the Empire State itself, about the rise of skyscrapers in general.
Okay.
How did these towering giants become a thing?
Picture the late 19th century.
Okay.
Cities are booming, land is precious,
Yeah.
and everyone's looking to maximize space.
Of course.
Building upwards seemed like the solution, but imagine a world without elevators.
Oh, gosh. I can barely handle a few flights of stairs, let alone dozens.
Right.
So the elevator was the real game changer.
Absolutely. Elevators were revolutionary, but it was the development of steel skeleton construction that truly allowed skyscrapers to soar. Instead of massive load-bearing walls, you have this lighter internal steel framework that can support the building's weight.
So that's how they were able to build so high.
Exactly. And this innovation set off an intense rivalry between New York City and Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Chicago, known for its architectural experimentation, was eager to kind of push the boundaries.
Right.
But New York, with its connection to global finance and the concentration of power around Wall Street, they had their own ambitions.
Well, yeah. I mean, New York's skyline is such a huge part of its identity.
Exactly.
Makes sense they'd want to dominate.
Yes, it was a symbol of economic progress and civic pride.
Of course.
And this all leads us to the very spot where the Empire State Building stands.
I know the Empire State Building wasn't the first grand structure on that block.
You got it.
What was there before all that steel and glass?
Before King Kong climbed its heights, that spot on Fifth Avenue was home to the legendary Waldorf Astoria Hotel.
Wow. The Waldorf Astoria.
A symbol of New York's elegance and grandeur.
It's hard to imagine such a luxurious landmark being demolished.
Yeah, it was built in two phases. First, the Waldorf in 1893.
Okay.
And then the Astoria in 1897.
Wow.
Think opulent ballrooms, lavish suites,
Right.
a guest list filled with royalty and celebrities.
So why tear down such a grand hotel?
Yeah.
It must have been quite a controversial decision at the time.
By the late 1920s, tastes were changing.
Okay.
The city and the world were moving toward a new era of architecture,
Right.
defined by these towering skyscrapers.
Sure.
The Waldorf Astoria, despite its splendor, was considered old-fashioned.
Got it.
And its prime location was simply too valuable to remain occupied by a hotel,
Makes sense.
however grand.
Right. So as they just said, you have this incredible location, a growing demand for office space.
Right.
And a city eager to reach new heights. Literally.
Enter the Empire State Building.
Uh,
But even then, the initial plan wasn't for the 102-story giant we know today.
Really? They weren't always thinking so big.
Yeah.
What were the original plans?
Initially, they envisioned a much more modest 50-story structure,
Okay.
primarily intended for light manufacturing.
Interesting.
It was meant to be functional and profitable, not necessarily an icon.
So what prompted them to change course and go for the world's tallest building?
Right.
Was it just ego?
It was a calculated risk.
Okay.
They crunched the numbers and realized that a taller building with more rentable space
Right.
would yield a much higher return on investment.
That makes sense.
This was the Roaring '20s, after all.
Yeah.
A time of economic prosperity and bold ambitions.
The Roaring '20s, a time of jazz, flappers, and ambitious skyscraper projects.
Right.
But even with those aspirations, constructing the Empire State Building must have been a massive undertaking.
It was.
What was that process like?
It was a marvel of engineering and logistics.
Yeah.
They managed to construct the entire building in just 410 days.
Wow.
A testament to the skill and coordination of everyone involved.
410 days. That's astonishing.
Yeah.
Especially given the technology available at the time.
Right.
How did they manage that incredible feat?
It was like a perfectly choreographed dance.
Okay.
They orchestrated the delivery of materials, the movement of workers, the assembly of steel and concrete,
Yeah.
all within this bustling city center.
Wow.
Imagine coordinating 500 trucks arriving daily on a tight schedule in the heart of Manhattan.
I get stressed just thinking about the traffic.
Oh, right.
And speaking of incredible feats, we can't talk about the Empire State Building without mentioning the legendary Mohawk ironworkers.
Yes, the Mohawk ironworkers had this unique cultural heritage
Okay.
that made them highly sought after for high steel construction.
Interesting.
Their expertise stemmed from generations of knowledge and craftsmanship,
Wow.
making them perfectly suited for the demands of skyscraper construction.
So it wasn't just about their fearlessness, but about generations of tradition and skill.
Absolutely. Their contribution to the Empire State Building and other skyscrapers is a testament to their legacy.
Yeah.
However, even with all this innovation, skill, and determination, there was one factor no one could have predicted.
Oh, no. I have a feeling this isn't good.
The Empire State Building officially opened on May 1st, 1931,
Okay.
right in the middle of the Great Depression.
What terrible timing.
I know.
They finished this symbol of prosperity just as the world's economy collapses.
It's true.
What happened next?
Yeah.
Did the building sit empty?
Yeah.
Did the developers lose everything?
That's where the story takes a fascinating turn, and that's where we'll pick things up in our next segment.
Oh, man.
Stay tuned.
So they opened this magnificent building, this symbol of hope and ambition, right as the world plunges into economic despair.
Yeah.
What a heartbreaking twist of fate. I'm dying to know what happened next.
The Empire State Building, it did face its share of challenges during the Depression.
Yeah.
Many of its offices sat vacant,
Oh, wow.
leading to the nickname Empty State Building.
Oh.
Kind of a cruel jab at its initial struggles.
I can only imagine the pressure the developers must have felt.
Right.
Their grand vision suddenly facing, the harsh realities of a depressed economy.
Yeah.
What were some of the key factors that helped the Empire State Building weather the storm?
It certainly took time.
Yeah.
But the Empire State Building eventually found its footing.
Okay.
A few things helped.
Okay.
Firstly, despite the tough times,
Yeah.
companies still wanted to be associated with this iconic symbol of New York City.
Right.
The sheer size and prestige drew tenants in.
Location, 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 as they say.
Exactly.
Even in a down market, that prime Fifth Avenue address must have been a major draw.
Absolutely. And the building's management also got creative.
Oh,
They offered flexible lease terms
interesting.
and even partnered with smaller businesses to fill vacant spaces.
So it sounds like they were proactive in adapting to the changing economic landscape.
Exactly. They understood they couldn't simply wait for the good times to return.
Right.
And then there was another stroke of luck
There.
that came from a rather unexpected source. Hollywood.
Hollywood. How did Hollywood play a role in the Empire State Building's survival?
In 1933,
All right.
just 2 years after the building opened,
Yeah.
a little film called King Kong hit the big screen.
Uh-huh. I think I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Giant ape.
Yeah.
Tallest building in the world.
Right.
It's a match made in movie monster heaven.
Precisely. That climactic scene with Kong battling airplanes atop the Empire State Building
Right.
instantly launched the building into the global imagination.
Talk about an unforgettable marketing campaign.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, the Empire State Building wasn't just an office building. It was the legendary site of Kong's tragic demise.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
The film solidified its place in popular culture
Okay.
and made it a must-see destination for tourists from around the world.
That influx of tourism must have been a lifeline, especially during those difficult economic times.
It was. The observation deck on the 86th floor,
Right.
with its breathtaking views of the city,
Yeah.
became a major attraction.
Cool.
Even today, it's one of the most visited tourist destinations in New York City.
So, in a way, King Kong saved the Empire State Building from financial ruin.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that sometimes even the most challenging circumstances can have unexpected silver linings.
That's right.
But I'm curious, what about the actual design of the building?
Okay.
It's such a distinctive and recognizable structure. What makes it so unique?
The Empire State Building is a classic example of Art Deco architecture,
Yeah.
a style that was incredibly popular in the 1920s and 30s.
Right.
It captures the spirit of the time, an era defined by speed, progress, and a sense of optimism for the future.
Ah, Art Deco, with its geometric shapes, sleek lines, and luxurious materials.
Yeah.
It's such a glamorous and captivating style.
And the Empire State Building embodies all of those elements beautifully,
Yeah.
even the setbacks.
Yeah,
Those tiered levels that create its distinctive silhouette
right.
are a key part of its architectural identity.
I've always loved those setbacks.
Yeah.
I assumed they were purely for aesthetics,
Mm.
to create a visually impactful design.
Okay.
Were there other reasons for their inclusion?
While aesthetics played a role,
Okay.
those setbacks were primarily dictated by the city's zoning laws.
Oh, interesting.
These laws, designed to prevent skyscrapers from blocking sunlight
Right.
and creating, dark, cavernous streets,
Yeah.
forced architects to get creative with their designs.
So it was a way to ensure that even as buildings soared skyward,
Right.
they wouldn't cast the city in perpetual shadow.
Yes, they had to balance ambition with practicality.
Right.
The zoning laws actually resulted in some of the most visually striking skyscrapers in the world.
Oh.
And the Empire State Building is a perfect example of that ingenuity.
It's fascinating how these limitations can sometimes lead to such innovative and beautiful results.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about the experience of being inside the Empire State Building.
Okay.
What's it like?
There are two distinct experiences.
Okay.
First, there's the feeling of being at the base of the building,
Right.
dwarfed by its sheer size and power.
Yeah.
And then there's the exhilarating journey to the top.
I can only imagine the thrill of being crammed into that tiny elevator,
Uh-huh.
shooting hundreds of feet skyward in a matter of seconds.
Right?
It must be like a mini roller coaster ride.
It is quite the ride.
Yeah.
And then when you step out onto the observation deck on the 86th floor,
Yeah.
it's like being on top of the world.
Wow.
You have this incredible 360-degree view of New York City
Right.
stretching out in all its glory.
I bet the view is simply breathtaking, especially at night when the city lights twinkle like a million stars.
It's truly magical.
Wow.
You can see all the iconic landmarks, the bustling streets, the bridges spanning the rivers, all from this unique and awe-inspiring perspective.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
they've even modernized the observation deck on the 102nd floor,
Right.
making it even more spectacular.
So the Empire State Building isn't just a building.
Right.
It's an experience, a journey, a symbol of human ambition and innovation.
Yeah.
What are some of the lasting impacts and legacies of this iconic structure?
The Empire State Building's story goes beyond bricks and mortar.
Right.
It prompts us to think about the future of cities,
Yeah.
the delicate balance between progress and preservation,
Right.
and the role of iconic structures in shaping our cultural identity.
Yeah, it's amazing how, like, a single structure
I know, it's incredible.
can spark such profound questions
Yeah,
about urban development and cultural identity.
for sure.
What are some of the things we should consider, as we look towards the future of cities?
Well, as much as we marvel at these architectural achievements,
Yeah,
it's crucial to consider their impact
right.
on the environment and urban planning.
Of course.
Skyscrapers, for all their grandeur,
Yeah.
require vast amounts of energy and resources.
Okay.
They can cast long shadows, create wind tunnels,
Right.
and contribute to traffic congestion.
Yeah, it sounds like a real balancing act.
Yeah,
Trying to reconcile the benefits of density and economic growth
right.
with the need for, sustainable and livable urban spaces.
Exactly.
And then we also have to consider the social implications.
Yeah,
Skyscrapers often cater to a select few,
right.
the wealthy corporations and individuals
Yeah.
who can afford premium office space
Right.
or luxury residences.
Exactly.
So while they represent progress and ambition,
Yeah.
they can also kind of highlight economic disparities
Yeah, sure.
within a city.
It's a complex issue.
Yeah.
With no easy answers.
Right.
But what's undeniable is the enduring allure of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
They have a unique ability to inspire awe and wonder.
And the Empire State Building in particular
Absolutely.
stands as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience.
Yes.
Even today, almost a century after its construction, it continues to captivate and inspire.
It does.
What do you think is the most enduring legacy of the Empire State Building?
I think the Empire State Building's legacy goes beyond its physical presence.
Yeah.
It embodies the spirit of New York City,
Right.
its ability to overcome adversity
Yeah.
and emerge stronger than ever.
Right.
Its story serves as a timeless reminder
Okay.
that even amidst challenges,
Yeah.
we can still reach for the sky.
Literally and metaphorically.
Exactly.
So the next time you see a picture of the Empire State Building, or maybe even get to visit it yourself,
Yeah.
remember, you're not just looking at a building.
You got it.
You're experiencing a monument to human ingenuity,
Right.
a symbol of a city's enduring spirit, and a timeless reminder of our capacity to dream big and overcome challenges.
Absolutely.
What stands out to you most about its story?
Well, what always strikes me is how the Empire State Building kind of represents this incredible fusion of, architectural innovation
Right.
engineering prowess
Yeah.
and this kind of unwavering human spirit.
I think that's a great place to leave it.
Okay.
Until next time, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Empire State Building.